Hello, how are you? The message we're going to give you today, it affects everybody because we're going to be talking about something that's very important in pursuit of your goals and dreams. Very important when it comes to developing yourself, your talents, your abilities, your skills. Because one of the things I'm going to be talking about, I think, is one of the things that people don't spend enough time on. They talk about time management. You can't manage time. Everybody is 24 hours. What's most important is managing yourself, what you do with your time. People ask me all the time, how do you know so many quotes? I say, I take the time to memorize them. Hello, you think? I put the work in. I use my time differently than other speakers, other trainers, other life coaches. So I want you to think about what it is that you're doing with your time today. And you know what? If you look at it, if you really look at it, all of us are basically the same. The only difference is how you use your time. I know people who have a lot of talent in specific areas, and the difference between them and other people is the time that they put in. Listen to me. As you look at yourself, look at where you are right now in your life, the people that are going to come out on top, the people that are going to make an impact, the people that are going to achieve their goals are the people who are mindful on how they use their time. And one of the things that you have to do is practice. You have to practice being mindful and asking yourself, is this the most productive use of my time? While my friends were having a good time, while my friends were partying, and I love to party, but I spent more time working on developing myself and my skills. I spent more time with my coach, Mike Williams, who wrote the book, The Road to Your Best Stuff, than I did with my friends. Why? I like my friends, but they weren't going to pay my bills. But the things that I was going to learn from Mike as a coach, as a trainer, I could generate a lot of money. And it allowed me to be able to walk away from my job. Write this down. If you use your time correctly, you'll be able to generate walk away money. If you use your time correctly, you'll be able to generate walk away money. The average person, time is no big deal to them. How many of you know people like that? Look at it. I mean, come on now, just be honest. Even if it's you, just blink your eyes. I see you. That you know people have a lot of talent, a lot of abilities, a lot of things going for them, but they're not using their time appropriately. You don't manage time, you have to manage yourself. And what I did, I just carved out time every day to memorize a minimum of 3 to 5 quotes every day. You give me a topic, I can roll with it. I don't need a second to think about it because it's in here. I spend time working, reading, listening, and different ways in which I could use the quote to drive a point home, use the quote to create humor, use the quote to create special moments. And if you're serious, and everybody right now, everybody listening to me right now, you're listening to me right now, you want to become a great presenter. In order to become a great presenter, in order to develop presentation power, you have to develop your power voice. How do you do that? You invest the effort and the time. If you want to put in the time so that you can learn a new skill virtually, so that you can get out of a job that's not you, and be able to go into your own business and do it from the comfort of your home. Now, I used to travel all over the world. I enjoyed that very much, but homie ain't traveling no more. No. My buddy Tyrone, he said, no, don't do that no more. Some of y'all don't know Tyrone. Tyrone was a squirrel outside my window. on the west side of my house. All right. So here's something that Shakespeare said. He said, defer no time. Delays have dangerous consequences. Let me share something with you. I remember when I had the opportunity to audition for a play at Miami-Dade Community College. Mrs. Werner was the director there, and I didn't show up on time. Somebody else got the role. The reason I didn't show up, truthfully, not just because I was late, but because I didn't believe in myself. I said, well, something else will come up and I'll be able to get that role. Nothing else came up, and that was it. And so we've all had experiences. I want you to think about it. Something you put off and it cost you. It cost you. The guy was talking to me about becoming a part of my speaker training program. And I said, okay, I got a slot that's available now. So he said, I'll call you tomorrow. He didn't call. And so he saw me about 2 weeks later and said, hey, can I sign up now? Because one of my graduates told him how good it was for them. And I said, no. He said, why not? I said, you have to take advantage of the opportunity and the lifetime of the opportunity. I said, I don't have any openings for you now. But at some time, maybe 3 months, 4 months from now, that slot might be available again when somebody graduates. You have to take advantage of an opportunity and the lifetime of the opportunity. Is there something that you want to do? Some goal that you want to achieve? Something that's important to you? Some place that you want to go? Something that's important that as you look at it and think about it and said, I'd like to do this. One day I'm gonna. No. You don't know. You don't know. Don't operate with it. One day I'm gonna. I remember being with my best friend, Boo. He's since passed. And we were in Nassau, Bahamas. And I said, you know what, Boo? I said, this is the first time you and I, we've been traveling all over the world. This is the first time that we have time that we can spend here in Nassau, and you can find relatives that you haven't talked to in years. He said, oh, I got to get back to the States because I've got to cook. There's a special event for the church. I said, hey, guess what, Boo? They can get another cook. This is enough time in advance, a week in advance. Make a call, tell them that you will not be there because you are on vacation. And we've never taken the time to spend this time together just having fun. We traveled when I was speaking and we went from city to city. My cousin Boo and I were in Nassau and we traveled and I would speak and Boo always went with me. And so, but we wanted to have some time special together where I would go to a beautiful place and I didn't have to speak. And so I said, this is a place, let's do it here. Let's spend 3 weeks to a month here. Find relatives of yours that live here in Nassau, in Bimini. And we can just chill out. And he said, I can't. I said, why not? He said, because I have to cook for an event that's taking place at the church. I said, you have enough time in advance. Call them and let them know. He said, there is nobody else. I said, listen to me. If something happened to you, they will find somebody else. They will not cancel the event. He did not know, and I did not know. When he said, I can't do it, he did not know that he would not be able to do it for the church, to cook for the church. He died a few days after we got back, and they got another cook. They got another cook. Sometimes we think that we're irreplaceable. We're not. Somebody's waiting. When you have a goal, a dream, or something that you want to do, if you don't do it, somebody else will step in. Trust me, nobody's irreplaceable. Somebody will step in like they stepped in for my cousin Boo, and they cooked. And that's all I was thinking about as I sat there in the front row looking at him in the casket, because he always gave of himself, but we never took time to give to ourselves. And so that moment that we had was that was the last that we had the opportunity to spend 3 weeks together without my speaking. We never did. There's a quote. Miles Davis says, time is not the main thing. Time is the only thing. And he's absolutely right. So I want to ask you, how are you spending your time? How much are you putting in and focusing on the things that bring you joy, the things that make you smile, the things that make you feel good and laugh? How much time and energy are you focused on spending time with people that you love? You know, in order to live a life of no regrets, this lady, she worked for hospice, and she wrote this book, and it was about living a life of no regrets. And she said people who were dying, that what they regretted was not things dealing with how much money they made in their business, but how little time they spent with people that meant a lot to them, that if they had their lives to live over again, they would spend their time with certain people. At the end of my conversation with you, I'm encouraging you to make a list of some people that you need to deepen your relationship, or somebody that you need to write a letter to and say, hey, I love you, and I just want to thank you for what you've meant to me. I didn't say text them. No, that's impersonal. No, just people don't get letters anymore. I used to remember you would go to the drugstore, you get a little tablet, you get your pens and everything. You would text, all right? No, when you write a letter, that's personal. When you take the time to do that, I sent out some letters to some friends the other day, and they called me and say, hey, thank you very much. That meant a lot to me, because I put the time in to do it, to think about it. And I just get a card saying all the words that I wanted to say. I said it in my own voice. So I'm encouraging you, one, think about some people who you care about and who care about you, and it meant something to you at some point in time, and you would just like to do something kind by writing them a letter, by taking the time to let them know that you were thinking about them. How are you using your time? If there's something that you want to do in your life that you've been thinking about for a long time, carve out the time to do it. Stop putting it off. There's another quote, and I love quotes. You know I love them. Here's what I love. And this one says, sometimes you never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Sometimes you don't know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. I was talking to two friends of mine, and they knew Dr. Howard Thurman when they were younger. Now, some of you know Dr. Howard Thurman. Most people don't. He was a mentor to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I was so blown away. I said, you knew Dr. Howard Thurman? Yes. And I have these CDs that I was listening to that they gifted me. And I said, what was he like? And you know what they said? Well, he was a nice guy. He was thoughtful. He was quiet. You could tell he was a deep thinker. I said, well, did you ask him things and just try and pull out some ideas, concepts, or thoughts that he might have? said, no, we didn't know he was all of that. Dr. Howard Thurman, come in, sir. The centering moment. Deep is the hunger. The two primary questions that one should ask oneself in life. Number one, where am I going? Number two, who's going with me? And if you ever ask those questions in the wrong order, you'll be in serious trouble. Oh, he was a bad brother. They said, we didn't know he was all that. Oh my goodness. I've had some moments with people that I did not know they were all that. And I blew it. That had I known who they were, oh, I would have maximized that memory. I'd have gotten more out of our meeting. If you agree with me, I want you to put yes in the comment section. If you've ever had some moments with somebody and you really didn't take advantage of it, it was no big deal to you at that time, and then one day you realize, wait a minute, I didn't use my time wisely with that person. And so right now, in this era, this history-changing era where we are, the people that are going to come out on top, the people that are going to get control of their destiny, the people that are going to maximize this place in history and be stronger and be fortified in terms of their mental resolve and in terms of their families and their skills and their ability to create incredible wealth, are people that are using their times more productively. The people who take the time to learn something new. I say, and I want to say it every day. If you're not willing to learn, nobody can help you. If you're willing to learn, no one can stop you.